Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am excited about having you here. I wanted to have a discussion about holistic medicine, about alternative medicines, primarily because there are so many people who are looking for alternatives. Traditional or conventional medicine, of course, it has its benefits, but there are people who literally want an alternative. Talk about some of the things that you're doing with regard to alternative medicine.
Well, one of the things that we offer when people come into the office is an answer.
Right.
Many people come to us and they've been to their medical doctor, they've been to various other specialists, and they just are not getting the relief that they need from whatever varying pain that it is. And these are pains that are from degrees of an achy neck, a pain in the back, to the threat of dialysis.
Right, right. And there are various ailments, various pains that people are contending with. Myself, I struggle with high blood pressure, and I'm on a particular type of medication, but I've always been interested in finding either some extract or something that would help bring down my levels. Talk a little bit about what you provide and some of the things that you're doing to help people understand that there is an alternative.
Well, one thing is basically that people don't realize your body has all the components that it needs to get you healthy and to keep you healthy.
Right.
But most times with diet and a lack of nutrients, your body can't do what it's supposed to do naturally. And so what we do is we educate people when they come in. We educate them on certain things like what their blood type is and the importance of them eating according to their blood type. When they come in and they have conditions already established and they're on a routine of drugs for high blood pressure or any variety of different ailments, then we look at what those things are, and we just deal with them as to where they want to go.
Right.
Some people are comfortable with being on their drugs and they have to stay there. But some people say, well, I really would like to get away from this entirely, and they've been told that that will never happen.
That
Yeah.
you wanted to add?
Yeah, if I could add to that, I myself, I had very high cholesterol. I mean, astronomically high. When I went to the doctor, I went with my wife, and they reported to me after my blood test that I was actually 895. 895, that's ridiculously high.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in the range of somewhere in the 100, 140s, so somewhere around there. He told my wife to get more insurance, life insurance on me, because I was going to be dead by the end of the year.
Wow.
Told me I needed to go and start taking cholesterol pills because I had to.
What did that do to you mentally when you were told, you were informed that you need additional life insurance?
Well, I mean, I guess when he said it, he was more being a little lighthearted about it, trying to be funny, but there was some truth to that too, because I really was in danger. And I knew that I wasn't eating healthy. I knew I wasn't being healthy, but I didn't know how bad until I saw the blood results. Shortly after that, he gave me a prescription for cholesterol pills. And I, just as Ms. Spencer was saying, I didn't want to take cholesterol pills. I'd rather do something natural or an alternative. So I began taking a product, which is one that Ms. Spencer has found works for what her plans are with helping people in the community. And when I started taking that, within 30 days, I knocked it down almost half. From 895, I was down to 545. Still very high, mind you, but I was turning my life around, and it only took 30 days for this to happen.
Right.
So this is what corrective care wellness is all about, is being able to give people alternatives to what the doctors recommend. And we're not against doctors at all. They certainly have a very important role in our communities, but we do want people to know that there are alternatives, especially with all the known dangers that are out there with many of the medical products that they're using.
Now, as I was preparing for the show, I read an extraordinary claim. It was actually profound, and it indicated, and of course, the FDA and the medical field and the drug industry will dispute it. But it suggested that prescription drugs, are killing people, or at least in some ways are harmful to the body. Ty, you want to answer that question?
It's a fact. People can go online and they can find this information. If you dig deeper into the roots of the drugs that you're taking, you will find that the information is out there. It's not a secret. It's just simply that people have to make a choice as to whether or not they want to do that or they want to try something different.
Yeah. Now, define, if you will, holistic or alternative medicine, or what you're actually practicing.
Well, I do not practice medicine.
Okay.
We'll say that right off the bat. People have called me Dr. Ty, and it's simply because they've come in and they've been in such a bad shape. And within a very short period of time, again, once your body has what it needs, it's going to start reacting and it's going to do what it needs to do. And I just simply facilitate some of that neurological work by aiding the neurological system to get moving back the way that it's supposed to. Unfortunately, again, like I said, people just don't know this. They don't know how simple it is.
Yeah.
How simple it is to feel better and quickly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if I could say just real quick on that, you know, a lot of her clients, she has a variety of people that come through. Me being Latino myself, I know that in the Latin community, they are more familiar, they tend to be more familiar with the type of things she does. I don't know what the limitations are where people live that makes them want to go to more natural than medical. All I know is that they are used to it. So a lot of the Latinos come in, they already are looking for the alternatives, and they know that the alternatives are there.
Now, could it be locations? You know, obviously, folks are specific to different types of islands and things of that nature.
Just my opinion, I don't have any facts on this, but my opinion is that I think income has a lot to do with the way that people make decisions on their medical care.
Yeah.
In many of the Latin American countries, money is limited, and so going to a doctor may be either very inconvenient and costly for the family, or may just be costly because of whatever cost there may be to get these things. But what I'm finding is that people in general know about the alternatives because it's a part of their culture. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because here our challenge is getting people to let go. You know, when people are roller skating and they hold on to the wall because they're too afraid to let go, we want people to let go of the idea that the Western style of medicine is not the only option.
Right.
We want you to know that there are some phenomenal cases of people turning their health and really getting their lives back just by trying these alternative things. And they didn't know that the things that they're using are right at their local grocery stores.
Absolutely. Well, prior to going on the air, you guys were discussing some of the things that you're doing with respect to film. And we'll get back to some of the specifics about holistic medicine. But talk about two of the films that you guys are currently working on.
Very good. Yes, we're going to be showing on August 3rd and 4th. That's a Friday and Saturday. The first film is Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. This is an excellent film about an individual that, just like my story.
Well, it's my story too.
Just like my story, this man was told by the doctor, you're going to die if you don't get yourself in shape. And he also did not want to do the medicines and started juicing.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing up something personal, because I was juicing as well. In fact, in preparation for the show, I went for a 4-mile walk this morning.
Oh,
so I thought I feel a little healthy when I come in and have a conversation. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, yeah. Well, this gentleman, he filmed every day that he was doing it. And he also was traveling. I can't remember the specifics why he was traveling, but he was traveling, and everywhere he was going, he was juicing. Out of the back of his car, he would stop, and on a timer, he would say, okay, now it's time to take my juice. He'd stop, pull over on the side of the road, and blend all his stuff together and drink it and get back on the road and keep going. But he was filming this, documenting this. And you could not only physically see him making the changes, but now what happened is he was touching people's lives and getting people to start looking into it too. So it became this coalition of his where he started like a movement for people to start juicing. Now, of course, with Corrective Care Wellness, we encourage taking those kinds of steps, but there's other avenues too. We know that physical exercise is very important. So we have gotten together with Energy Fitness, and they have worked with us. They see our vision. They know what we're after, and they're offering discounts for anyone that comes through Corrective Care Wellness to them for membership there. And I've been to that facility, and it's absolutely fantastic for the rates that they charge. You can't even believe what you get out of it. So that's another thing that we're doing. And then there's also a couple of other products that we are using as well that, again, work with the vision of corrective care wellness.
Now, why the term corrective care wellness as opposed to holistic medicine or alternative medicine?
Corrective care has been a term that's been evolving over the course of my 16 years of doing this. It had several different names, but when we finally came down to it, corrective care was what we do. That's what we do. We provide corrective care to an individual. If they do it as it's outlined, as we talk about, and understanding that each person is an individual. I mean, if we talk to you about your blood type and you're an O blood type, the next O blood type is not going to be able to do everything exactly the way that you did. So the work that we do is very individualized. We work with our clients hand in hand. We don't tell them this is what you need to do, that's what you need to do. We explain to them the things that may work for them, and then they make the choices as to how they're going to handle themselves. And if they come back to us and they say, well, this worked for me, then we might be able to pass that information on to another O blood type.
Now, so you are supportive of efforts to bolster people's health needs with holistic medicine as well as conventional medicine.
Definitely.
Right. Okay. Now, how do you interpret the almost suspicion or disdain that some folks actually have in the conventional medical field toward alternative medicine? There seems to be some disdain toward this effort.
Well, it's a long history. Starting back when, I'm not really sure because I don't remember dates very well, but I mean, starting back with the American Medical Association way back when, the doctors used to go into homes and they treated people with herbs, they treated them with diet, and all of a sudden you